Good morning, my beautiful people. So today is day 4 of my account being taken from me, and well, it hasn't been like a full 24 hours yet, so we'll still say day 1 of them reaching out to me, telling me that the reason they took my account was because they had the indication that I was under 13 and that I needed to show them proof of my age. So I did. I showed proof. I also put in that such email with such proof was, saying that you guys know that I'm not under 13. I literally talk about my life of, prostituting for 20 years. 20 years. How can that be possible if I'm under 13? So, a lot of people said, oh, well, there are bots. When somebody reports a video or reports your account being, under 13 or whatever, they just automatically take it and then they investigate, which that does kind of make sense, but still not right. It's still not right. A lot of shit needs to change with, fuck TikTok. So, anyway, any fucking way. Let's do a story time, shall we? So I remember, okay, when I was in the county jail, right? I was in the workhouse. Well, I call it the workhouse. I guess a lot of other people call it the pike. I don't know. But anyway, it's the fucking jail here in Franklin County, Columbus, Ohio, okay? So, this was back in 2017, and, so I met this girl in there. Well, I met like a few girls in there, okay? And, when you meet somebody in jail, like, that's their true fucking self, because you're off drugs, you know what I mean? Like, you were your true, authentic self. I truly believe that. So, when I had gotten out, I got out so many fucking times. I lost count. But anyways, one of the times that I had gotten out, right before I went to prison, I had met up with a few people that I had met, in jail. And one of them, I'm trying to remember her name. I can't remember her name. But anyway, Jody, I think. Jody. Yes, Jody. A white girl named Jody. And she was the one that actually picked me up one night when these girls, like, I had already mentioned the story before, so I'm not going to bore you guys again with the story, but long story short, another girl that I met in jail in another county, in Fairfield County, she is from Columbus though, but we both were in Fairfield County together, and I got out the day before she did. Long story short, her and her girlfriend and her girlfriend's friend was going to rob me, was trying to set me up to rob me. And so, long story short, I knew about it, and I took her phone, and I fucking left. Like, bitch, you're not gonna rob me, and like, I'm taking your shit. So anyway, she's the one, Jody, was the one who came and picked me up. So, I really do appreciate that. Also, like, she didn't have anywhere to go. I didn't have anywhere to go. I didn't have a pot to piss in. I didn't even have, well, I did have a few dollars to my name. I definitely was charging, absolutely, duh. But anyway, and I believe we had gotten a room that night that she picked me up, and of course, like, I wasn't sleeping, I was tweaking and geeking. So I was zooted and booted for the count. And the next day, next afternoon, or next morning actually, we left and we ended up, back on the south side off of Freebus. Does that sound about right? I don't know. I'm not too familiar with the fucking south side. That ain't for me. So, anyway, so we were walking, and I guess she decided to contact like one of her ex-boyfriends or something. So he came to pick us up, and we went back to where he was staying at. I guess, he was staying with somebody else. It's funny. It's funny because all these people that were dogging me, okay, and I'll explain here in a minute, like why I'm saying this. But every single person who dogged the shit out of me didn't even have a pot to piss in them fucking selves. Like, they didn't even have their own shit. They were staying with somebody else. So, and they still don't have the fucking pot to fucking piss in. By no means whatsoever am I saying that I'm better than them. Nothing like that. Ever. I would never even, I can't really say compare, but it's never a competition to me. And like, I never would ever think that I'm above any fucking buddy. That's just not my style. That's just not me. But what I can do is talk shit, and what I can do is talk shit. That's what I can do. So I'm about to talk shit. So anyways, we went back to this guy's place or whatever. Again, it wasn't his place. I guess he was staying there. I guess it was like this older white dude's house. Long story short, we were there maybe for like a week, maybe not even like a whole week. I don't know. But around that time, that time frame, it was more so like a blur, because of like all the fucking methamphetamines and everything I was consuming. But I remember I remember quite a bit. And so I remember the next day that we had left, before we ended up on the south side, before we ended up at the old dude's house, we went to Walmart, and I remember stealing a shit ton of makeup. All right, because back then you wouldn't catch me without fucking makeup on my face. And that's just how it was. I would not leave the house, leave anywhere without makeup. I was so insecure with myself. I didn't like myself. I didn't love myself. Nothing. So anyway, so we ended up at the old dude's house, and we were partying there. Everybody there smokes fucking methamphetamines and does this and that and the third. Well, that's how I got my tattoo, my hand tattoo. Okay, it's a crown. All right, I tried, my brother, when I got out of prison in October of 2018, he tried to cover up with a black rose, and it didn't work. Like, you literally can still see the fucking crown. Okay, so it's a 5-point crown, and around it, it's in purple. Listen, dumb as shit, okay? I was tweaked out, okay? Don't judge me. Or you can judge me, I don't care. Anyway, so, I remember it was like two or 3 days before Christmas, right? Or it might have been like a day before Christmas, I don't know. But, Jody takes it upon herself to, kick me out. Okay, she was like, hey, there's not enough room for you, whoop-de-whoop. What it was, okay, was, this girl, I remember one night, she had like this little boyfriend that she was talking to on the phone all the time, right? Like literally 24/7. Like her phone was glued to her ear 24/7. He was in a halfway house. She would bring him cigarettes, bring him money and everything. So um, she one night she tried to get me to, sleep with her and to videotape it and send it to her boyfriend. I said no, no. Um, well, first off, like, you're not paying, so I'm not doing it. I'm just simply not going to do it. And secondly, I considered her, and this was my mistake, I considered her like a friend, okay, because she did look out for me. And I didn't want to ruin that friendship, you know what I mean? And sex absolutely 100% does ruin fucking friendships, so I wasn't doing it. And so the next day, I noticed that she was spending a lot of time with the old man. Okay, the old man is the king, okay? Or whatever you want to call him. It's the fucking owner of the house, alright? And so he had his son while we were there for like that week, right? His son, I guess, was like visiting his mom or something, and his son was coming back. And so his son came back. Well, she tells me that I have to leave. I have to find somewhere to go. And then I'm like, well, I have nowhere to go. And she's like, well, you know, that's not my problem. Like, she tried to act like she was better than me. Okay, this is what I'm talking about when I said earlier about, I don't feel like I'm better than anybody, but I'm talking shit. So, this bitch literally thought she was doing something by telling me this. She's like, well, I don't know what you're going to do, but tomorrow's so it was 2 days before Christmas. So tomorrow's Christmas Eve, and I'm going to see my daughter. Like, I'm sorry that obviously you can't be a mom, and your kids don't want nothing to do with you. Like, just saying all this fucking foul shit about me and my kids, right? And so I end up leaving. What I did was, obviously, I met like 2 or 3 days prior to me leaving. I met this guy at like the corner store, and we exchanged numbers and everything. And he had came out, I think, like either that night or the next day, and we hung out or whatever. He gave me some money, so I called him, and he's the one who came to pick me up. But it's funny, like, so what happened was, I think that she went to her mom's that day, and then she was texting me saying that I had to go. I think that's what it was, because I'm trying to remember and trying to resort back to that time. I know for a fact that there's no way that she could be there. And she was texting me this shit, because if that was the case, I would have gotten up and, confronted her. I'm pretty sure. Well, I remember before I left, right, I took all my shit. Like, I took my makeup. Like, that's all I had was my motherfucking makeup. Okay, I didn't have much. I only had the outfit that I had on, and then my fucking makeup. So I definitely took my fucking makeup. Well, I guess when she came back, now she, I guess, started having a relation, started sleeping with this nasty old white dude, okay, the owner of the house. So that's how she was able to stay there, because she was tricking, with them. Which, hey, get it how you live. Like, shit, I ain't fucking hating. I'm not hating whatsoever. But and I could have done the very same thing. Like, I could have absolutely gotten, gotten in between them, and I definitely could have fucking, you know, stayed. Like, let's just say that I could definitely have stayed and kicked her fucking ass out, but no, it just wasn't. No, I'd rather have been homeless, and that's what the fuck I was. Fucking homeless. And anyway, so the day that she came, the next day, I guess she came, you know, back or whatever, and she started texting me. And this time I was on the west side, and you know, just literally walking the streets. And when night would come, I would either go back to my ex's cousin's house, which he lived on, you know, he was staying at his uncle's house, so he, you know, which was on the west side. Or I would just, you know, continue to walk until somebody, you know, somebody eventually, you know, would pick me up. And anyway, so she texted me, and she was, you know, basically talking mad shit. Like, oh, you took my makeup, whoop-de-whoop. What? Bitch, listen, I could never take your fucking makeup or any of your shit. Like, I stole that fucking makeup from fucking Walmart. The fuck? Whatever the fuck I'm stealing, I'm taking. Anyway, she had a lot of shit to say, you know, about me and to me. And I had a lot of shit to say, you know, I had a lot of shit. And I did say a lot of shit to her. And to her, you know, boyfriend, who was in the halfway house. You know, like, I used to talk mad shit. Mad shit, I still do, but you know what I mean. Like, I definitely calmed it down quite a bit. Because I'm trying to change, trying to, you know, be a better person. Not only for, you know, myself, but for my kids. Because I'm getting my babies back here soon. 5 more days. I can't wait. Yeah, my neighbors probably think I'm crazy or the fuck. Anyway, so the other girl that I met in jail, right? She, this bitch ripped me off, okay? She ripped me the fuck off. Absolutely did. So, I met her the same time that I met, you know, Jody. Her name is, this girl's name is Cheryl. Fucking Cheryl. Fucking bitch. Bitch, you fucking owe me fucking $80 fucking dollars, bitch. So anyway, I remember, you know, that same time when Jody had, you know, kicked me out of her Tricks, you know, house, because I want to fuck her, or, you know, woof. Anyway, so, Cheryl, I remember, I didn't have anywhere to go one night, and she allowed me to stay the night at her house. Listen to this. So I got a ride all the way to where she was at, where they were living. I think that she lived far. I think it was like all the way in Delaware, Ohio. And it was quite a bit of a drive. I remember I had some Mexican dude from the west side pick me up. Oh my god, I totally forgot about this. Okay, so I totally forgot about this. So, alright, this Mexican dude picked me up, and we went back to his place. And man, let me tell you, there was probably like 6 or 7 guys living there, okay? Anyways, so I made, you know, some money that night, And he asked me, he was like, "Are you hungry?" I'm like, "Well, yeah." Like, at this point, I probably haven't eaten for like a month. So I'm like, "Yeah, I'm definitely hungry." So he's like, "All right." So he took me to a buffet. Now, I can't remember where, I know that it was in Hilliard. I can't remember the name of the restaurant. But anyways, we went there. And, he fed me, and he's the one who drove me to Cheryl's house, okay? She lived probably like 20 minutes, 20 or 25 minutes from where I was at. And I remember her telling me, like, "Okay, well, you can stay in my daughter's room, okay, but you can't be loud, you can't make any sounds." She was doing it behind her husband's back, okay, or her baby's daddy's back, or whoever. But I couldn't leave the room. So if I had to pee or anything, I was peeing in a fucking bucket. Like, legit, I was pissing in a fucking bucket. And I remember early in the morning, okay, she was like, "All right, well, I guess she called one of her good friends or whatever, and he came by." It's probably like 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. And she had me crawl out the window, crawl out her daughter's window. And, oh my God. And so anyway, they took me back to, the west side. But man, let me tell you, I am so, now that I'm like remembering a lot of shit and just, I guess, reminiscing on some bullshit ass shit that happened, I am so fucking blessed to be where the fuck I'm at today. I'll tell you that now. After that, I think like 2 or 3 days, maybe 3 or 4 days later, I ended up going back to jail, and then I had to do my year in prison. So when I got out in October of 2018, I met up with, when I got kicked out of my aunt's house 2 weeks later, I end up, in Columbus again, and I met up with Cheryl, okay, to get some fucking Xannies. It was $80 fucking worth. And this bitch ripped me the fuck off. She had me meet her in a McDonald's parking lot. So I met her there. She told me, she's like, "All right, well, my boy's coming, but you can't be right here because he will get spooked. So you have to go on the other side of the fucking parking lot." Okay. I found that kind of, suspicious at first, but I just, I'm like, well, maybe, because I know there's some people that are like that, so I just said, fuck it, whatever. I gave her my fucking money, went to the other side of the parking lot, and then this bitch takes off. She takes off like 5 minutes later. I was so fucking pissed. I remember when I tried to call her, of course, she blocks me from calling her, from texting her, blocks me from Facebook Messenger, everything. And I should have known better, because when I met up with her, she was completely strung out. She looked horrible as the fuck. So that was my own goddamn fault. That was my own fucking fault. But, that brings me back to what I was saying just a minute ago. I'm very fucking grateful where I'm at today. Because I know where they're at today. I know where them bitches are at today. And they don't got their shit together. Still don't got their shit together. It's sad, because I know how it is. I know how addiction is. I know how hard it can be. Man, do I ever? No. However, when you do people wrong and you talk mad fucking shit, you have everything coming to you. Just like me. When I used to talk mad fucking shit to motherfuckers, I had everything coming to my motherfucking self, and everything did come to my motherfucking self. Everything did. But today's a different story, you know? Like, I share, you know, with you guys, you know, story times and everything about my past, but that's not the same person that I am today. Like, I used to be a very horrible fucking person. I used to be very judgmental. I used to have a lot of hate in my blood. I used to just be like a vile, disgusting fucking person. But today I'm a completely different person. That's just not who I am anymore. And I never want to be that person ever again. And I will make sure that that never happens. And I'm going to make sure that none of my kids ever become what I was. That's why I am trying so hard to change how I approach things, how I talk, how I, you know, cuss and everything. I don't want when I get my babies back, I don't want them to mock. I know they're gonna mock me. So I just want to be that good influence, that good teacher for them, you know? Because I know that I'm getting my babies back. You hear me? When I tell you that I'm getting my fucking babies back, I'm getting my babies back. I only got 5 more days. I have one more fucking visit. One more supervised fucking visit tomorrow. And it's done. It's a fucking wrap. Okay? But no more of that fucking shit. And I can't believe it took this fucking long. Even after, let's see, I got my supervised visits court ordered in October, okay, of 2020. So November, December, January, February, March, 5 months before I actually saw them, okay? March, April, May, June, July, 9 fucking months since I had the fucking order in place. Nine months of supervised visitation. Not because I'm on drugs, not because I ever abused my kids, not because, you know, I ever did anything that would harm or put my kids in harm's way, ever. Mind you, yes, I was on drugs. No, let me take that back. I was on drugs for 4 fucking months. You know, before I went to jail, okay, for my pending charges. And, you know, they ended up going to my ex-husband eventually. But, so yeah, during those 4 months, I did absolutely put them in harm's way, 100 fucking percent, yes. But at this point in time, when I went, you know, in front of the judge in October 2020, I already had over, I'm trying to think, it would have been 2 years that December. So I had almost a whole 2 years of sobriety. And the only reason why I was even granted supervised visits in the first place was because my ex fucking you know, alienated them from me for so fucking long. At that point in time, it was 10 months that he alienated my kids from me. So the judge specifically said that, you know, because you haven't seen your kids for so long, for so many months, I'm going to do supervised visitation so you can establish that relationship back with your fucking kids. The fuck? So you're punishing me because of what my fucking ex-husband does? Yeah. Make it make fucking sense, lady. Make it make fucking sense. And by no means, no way that am I talking shit or talking trash about the judge. No, I'm not. I'm just stating fucking facts. Stating facts. Make it make sense. Okay? I shouldn't be the parent to have supervised visitation. Not one time since I had gotten out in October of 2018 has Children's Services ever been called on me. Not one time have I ever had any run-in with the fucking police. Not one time has me and my wife gotten into a fucking, a fight, okay? Like if we argue, first off, we never argue in front of my daughter. My daughter has never once ever seen us fucking argue. Never, ever. And she never will. But never once has me and my wife, gotten to like a fist fight or, she stabbed me or some, that shit. Now, my ex, he has. His ex-girlfriend stabbed him in front of my kids. He's had numerous calls, well, I already talked about that. I'm not going to talk about it again. I want to move forward. I don't want to keep, taking steps back. I want to, I want to build a co-parenting relationship. That's the only kind of relationship I want with this person, is a co-parenting relationship. And I guess, I guess I would have to be the one to start it, because there ain't no way in hell that he will, because he's just not that type of person to do so. So I guess from here on out, I'm just not going to, and I barely ever talk about him. Like I don't talk about him. The only time I talk about him is if I, talk about the situation with my kids, which I did a video of a few videos back. But other than that, I don't talk about him because he's not important to me at all. I just can't wait for my kids to be home where the fuck they belong, man. But it'll be soon. It'll definitely be fucking soon. I can feel it. I can feel it. Feel it. Anyway, so my interview or my segment or whatever is going to be on Fox News Channel tonight at 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Eastern time. Just to let you guys know, okay? I was on my phone. I was on Skype because I had to do it via Skype because I'm not in New York. But I was on Skype through my phone, okay? I didn't know that I wasn't supposed to be on my phone. So they had me turn my phone, sideways. And I was on my fucking ring light. So I can't turn my fucking phone sideways on my fucking ring light. So I had to take it off the fucking ring light. I had to prop it up, try to prop it up, but I couldn't prop it up properly. And literally, like, they called me, like, I didn't even have time to get adjusted or anything. That's how quick they called. Like, as soon as they called on the Skype, not even like 3 minutes later, I was on air. So during those 3 minutes, I went from being completely comfortable, having my phone on my ring light and everything, everything all, looking good and everything, to the producer saying, or the audio guy or whatever saying, oh, you need to turn your phone sideways. You need to do that. Oh, turn to the right. Go back a little bit. Okay, come up a little bit. Go to the left. Like, just telling me which way to fucking be at, what position to be in. Fuck. And then all of a fucking sudden, my fucking phone fucking drops. I said, oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me right now. Like, this is just my luck. This is my luck. This is how my life is. This is just how my life is. So when I got on air, first off, you don't see anything. I don't see the guy. All I see is a black fucking screen, okay? And a little fucking screen like this. Little box to my right, okay? Of me, of myself. So I don't even see this guy. I don't see nothing. Just a black screen. So I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at. I don't know what they're showing. None of that shit. And so he asked me, I remember him asking me, do you believe, legalizing prostitution is a good thing, or, whatever he said. I said, absolutely not. And he's like, well, can you, explain why? And I said, yeah. Most of the time these girls are forced into prostitution, and they what the hell did I say? Most of the time, these girls are forced into prostitution, and you know, you have girls that are, you know, coming up missing. They're raped on a day-to-day basis. They, you know, are getting killed. And if you literally legalize this lifestyle, you know, that criminal activity of the, you know, the girls coming up missing, the rapes, the killings, everything is going to, you know, increase. I forget what else I said. I forget what else I said. And well, he asked me, I remember him asking me, like, how did I start in the lifestyle? And I said, well, I initially, like, my first ever experience, you know, was when I was 12, and it became more like a constant, you know, frequent thing when I turned 14. It was immediately right after my rape, when I was 14, that, you know, started it. And he was like, well, why do you think that you started? Why do I think? The fuck? I wish I would have known these questions beforehand so that I had time to fucking answer. So anyway, I was like, well, you know, I think that I just, you know, wanted some validation from other men, you know, from other people. You know, I started right after my rape when I was 14. I just wanted I believe I just wanted validation from other people, because I wasn't in attention, and I wasn't getting it at home, you know. So I forget what else I fucking said. Fuck. So then he asked me, he was like, did you have a pimp? No sir, I did not have a pimp. No. And then he goes on to ask me, do you think, you know, decriminalizing prostitution would help, or I don't know, something along those lines. I said, absolutely not. And I went on to explain. He was like, well, why not? Can you please, you know, explain a little bit? And I said, yeah, you know, most of the time these girls are forced into this lifestyle, and you know, you have girls that are coming up missing and raped and, you know, dead because of this lifestyle, and that, you know, legalizing it will only increase that. And I forget what the hell else I fucking said. So anyways, he goes on, and then he asked me, he was like, I remember him asking me, well, you know, what are the profits that the pimps take from the girls? I said, well, from my day, from what I know back in, you know, in my day, that they take 100% of the profits of the earnings. And what they do is, you know, they give these girls a place to stay. They, you know, put a little bit of food on the table, clothes on their back. But they absolutely keep 100% of, you know, of the profit. And he was like, oh, you know, then he's like, well, I'm glad, you know, I'm glad to see that you're doing, you know, that you're you're doing good now. And I start, like, I smiled, and I'm like, oh, thank you. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to say? You know, that was so fucking awkward because I'm talking to a black screen. Like, I can't even see myself. So I don't even know how I'm looking. I don't know if I'm making, like, weird faces, because, you know, I make some weird fucking facial expressions. I don't know what the fuck's happening. So, yeah. Please don't be rude or be, you know, say any mean things or whatever when you see me on there, because I was a nervous fucking wreck. I had to literally hold my phone like this in front of me, okay? And my hand was shaking, okay? So I don't know how it looked. I don't know none of that shit. I don't know. God, I hope it don't look horrible. But I'm going to, I don't know how I can screen record it. because I want to record it, obviously, and put it on my YouTube channel. Um, you know, and also have it as evidence just in case if my ex, because I know my ex-husband is going to talk shit about my TikTok videos, about me talking about prostitution and everything. And I just want to have that as evidence because, you know, for when because I know he's going to talk, you know, he's going to talk about it. And I'm going to have that as evidence and say, look, you know, I'm trying to change people's outlook on, you know, people's past. And, you know, I'm truly the true fucking definition of somebody, you know, of change, you know. And I'm not ashamed of my past at all, not even one fucking bit, because you know, it's my fucking past. There's nothing I could do. I can't change it. I can't change it. So why would I be ashamed of something that I can't change? The only thing I can, you know, I'm just going to learn from it. I'm going to grow from it. And I'm going to talk about it, so that, you know, the next person won't make the same fucking mistakes that I did. So I'm going to have that as evidence, and I'm going to tell the judge, oh, Your Honor, yeah, he can talk about my, you know, my TikTok prostitution, you know, videos, and you're concerned, or you're saying you're concerned, Your Honor, because, you know, I talk about prostitution on social media, and because I was you know, a prostitute for 20 years. Well, I'm changing lives, okay? I literally was on Fox News channel, okay, on worldwide national fucking news. And my ring is stuck. I should have took this off last night. But I'm trying to change, you know, I'm trying to change these people's lives, you know. I'm trying to be that fucking change. Nothing changes if nothing changes. And I want to be that fucking change, okay? And I'm going to do whatever the fuck it takes to be that fucking change. And I'm going to show her that. I'm going to show her that fucking video. I'm going to have it right on my phone, ready to play. Your Honor, yes, I have a past. Yes, I talk about my past as being a prostitute for 20 years. Am I ashamed of it? No, I'm not ashamed of it. If I can go back and change, you know, change anything, would I? Maybe there's a few things that I would change, you know, for once, you know, for one, giving my firstborn son up for adoption, I would absolutely 100% change that. Another would be, you know, the only thing that I regret is missing out so many, you know, so many years on my kids' lives. Like literally from 2017 until, you know, when I got out, and he was allowing me to see my kids in December of 2018 once I got clean and sober. Like, even when I was seeing them, I still wasn't a part of their lives. You know what I mean? Like, he wouldn't tell me what school they went to, their teachers, like none of that shit. And that's not cool, dude. Like, who the fuck are you? And the reason why I know now, obviously, like the reason why he didn't want me to know is because he don't want me to be involved, because he's telling these teachers that, you know, I don't want nothing to do with the kids, and he's their only, you know, support person, and they're trying, you know, he's trying to make everybody feel sorry for him. That's just what it was. So, yeah, sir, trick no good. Okay. Wrong chick, or wrong trick, or nice trick, wrong chick. So, we ain't doing that over here. So I am pretty sure. I already know my TikTok videos are gonna, you know, be talked about, but I'm gonna have that recording. As much as I don't want to see myself on TV because I don't know how I look. Oh my God, I don't know how I look, you guys. Oh man. Oh my God, this is going to be so embarrassing. But I'm going to put it on here. I'm going to put it on my YouTube channel. As much as I don't want to see myself. Oh my God. And yeah. Ugh. Anyway, so I'm gonna get off here, guys. I don't know what I'm gonna do today. I think I'm going to do like a makeup live with you guys on here, and just put my makeup on, get my hair in, you know, all that good stuff, and probably go to Walmart. Gotta pick up a few things for my daughter, and for the visit tomorrow. Tomorrow's our last fucking visit, man. Our last fucking visit. You hear me? Our last fucking visit until my babies can come home to their fucking house, to their fucking rooms. Oh my fucking God, man. I literally had their room set up ever since we moved in here. Like, obviously, I had to buy furniture. Like, I literally did not have anything for my kids. When I tell you that when we moved in here, like, their bedrooms were completely empty because I didn't have anything for them. And, you know, when they go to their dad's and they come back here, like, I don't want them to have to pack a bag and bring clothes or none of that stuff. No. Like, you know, when you go over there, you have your stuff over there. When you come here, you have your stuff over here, that sort of thing. So I literally had to buy everything. I did have a lot of help, you know, with you guys, with a lot of my supporters that, you know, sending me stuff from my Amazon wish list, and I'm so fucking very grateful for that. You know, for like decorations for their rooms and stuff, and a few toys. So I know they're gonna fucking love it. But yeah, I had to buy every fucking, you know, their furniture, their beds, their dressers, clothes, shoes. The only thing, like, that, you know, was given to me as a gift was, you know, decorations for their rooms. So I just can't wait. I can't fucking wait, you know? I just, man. It really puts a lot of things into perspective when you go through something like this, you know? It makes you appreciate life just a little bit more. It makes you appreciate, you know, having your kids with you. And yeah. Alright guys, so I'm getting off here. I love you guys. I may do a makeup live here. Oop, there goes my ring. Makeup live here in a minute, so love you.